All right, today we're going to explore a technology that could turn your smartphone into a personal trainer, one that actually watches your every move. It's called MediaPipe BlazePose, and believe me, it's a huge breakthrough in how our devices see the world. Let's get into it. So just imagine for a second, what if your phone wasn't just playing a fitness video, but was actually watching your form, counting your reps, and giving you feedback right then and there? Well, that's the promise of on-device pose tracking. But to make that a reality, engineers had to solve a really tough problem.
And here's the core challenge, right? How do you get a device with pretty limited processing power, like your smartphone, to accurately understand and track all the complex movements of a human body in real time?
I mean, we're not just talking about tracking a few simple hand gestures here. Think about it. There are hundreds of different yoga poses with your arms and legs crossing over, blocking each other from the camera's view. Now add in the fact that we all have different body shapes and wear different clothes, and you've got yourself a massive computational headache. For years, this kind of complex tracking was something only a beefy desktop computer could handle. But let's be real, for an app to be a useful personal coach, it has to run right here, on the device in your hand. And it needs to be incredibly fast and efficient. That's the exact puzzle BlazePose was designed to solve. So, okay, let's get to the solution. This is BlazePose. It's a completely new approach, built from the ground up to bring high-fidelity pose tracking right to your mobile device. So what is it exactly? Well, at its core, BlazePose is a machine learning model. It looks at a single frame of video and bam! It instantly pinpoints 33 key landmarks on your body. The real magic, though, is that it does all this fast enough to work in real time, right on your phone's processor.
And this isn't just some small improvement. It runs in real time on your phone's main processor, the CPU. But if it can use the graphics processor, the GPU, it's even faster. We're talking super real time. This speed, plus its incredible accuracy and detail, makes it a total game changer, especially for things like fitness and dance apps.
So how in the world does it pull this off without completely draining your phone's battery? Well, it uses a very clever two-step process.
First, a lightweight detector's only job is to find the person in the frame. That's it. Once it knows roughly where you are, it hands off the job to a much more detailed tracker model. This tracker then focuses all its energy on just that one specific area to find all 33 key points. It even uses info from the previous frame to predict where you'll be next. This two-step dance saves a ton of processing power. And here's the really smart shortcut. To find the person quickly, the detector doesn't scan the whole image for a body. No, it looks for a face. Why? Well, because faces have high contrast features, they're a much faster and way more reliable anchor point to find a person. Pretty clever, right?
Now, to keep the tracking really stable, BlazePose does something brilliant, and it's actually inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's The Vitruvian Man. It doesn't just track individual points. It predicts a virtual circle around your entire body. This gives it a really consistent understanding of your overall position, your scale, and your rotation, even when you're twisting into some complex poses.
And hey, this isn't just a cool theory. As Google's AI team puts it, this Vitruvian Man approach is what allows BlazePose to keep that incredibly consistent tracking, even during the most challenging and contorted yoga poses, where other systems would probably just give up.
But the innovation here doesn't just stop with its speed. BlazePose also dramatically increases the amount of detail it can actually see.
So for a long time, the industry standard for mapping the human body was a model called the COCO topology. You can think of it like a basic stick figure blueprint that most systems used.
And that standard model, it identified just 17 key points on the human body. 17! Remember that number?
Okay, so BlazePose comes along and provides a map of the human body that is way more detailed, and because of that, way more capable.
It nearly doubles the number of tracking points to 33. That is a huge leap in detail. But why do those extra points matter so much?
Well, those extra points add absolutely critical detail. The old standard pretty much stopped at the wrists and ankles. BlazePose, on the other hand, extends all the way to your hands, your feet, and your face. This gives the AI a complete picture, a full semantic understanding of your body's position and orientation. So, with all this power and detail now available on a totally standard smartphone, what can we actually do with it? This is where it gets really exciting. Well, the most obvious place to start is fitness. Just imagine an app that doesn't just time you, but can actually watch your form and automatically count your squats, your push-ups, and make sure you're doing them right. The big goal here is to quantify physical exercise.
This technology is the foundation for a whole new generation of truly smart and interactive yoga, dance, and personal training apps.
And it goes so far beyond just counting reps. We're talking about things like full-body gesture control for gaming, putting augmented reality effects right onto a moving person, sign language recognition, and super detailed analysis for professional dancers or athletes. Seriously, the possibilities are huge.
Ultimately, the big takeaway here is that BlazePose isn't just a better fitness tracker. It's a key step toward a future where our technology is no longer blind to the physical world, but can actually see, understand, and interact with our movements in a way that's seamless and genuinely helpful. Which of course leaves us with a final, fascinating question. For the first time ever, our devices can see our physical selves with real nuance and detail. So what new forms of creativity, of communication, and connection are we going to build with that new sense?